It was one of those sweltering Missouri afternoons where the heat doesn't just settle on your skin, it seeps into your bones. Kids ran barefoot in the grass. Families lounged under sun-bleached umbrellas, and cicadas buzzed like a chorus that never knew when to stop. And out near the edge of the lake, where most folks kept their distance, Travis Bennett was there again alone, like always pulling himself up on the rusted metal bar, sweat rolling down his temples like tears that had given up trying to hide. Travis was 22, built like a freight train, and moved like a current, but you'd never guess the kid was once a swimming prodigy. He didn't wear medals or carry himself like a star. Just a gray tank top, black athletic shorts, and eyes that had seen too many people clutch their purses when he walked by. One mom didn't even bother whispering, "I just don't feel safe with him around the kids," as she yanked her son's arm and walked off. Travis didn't flinch. He never did. He just kept moving, kept training, kept sweating out ghosts he couldn't name. Once, this lake had been his sanctuary back when his dad still sat on the grass with a stopwatch and dreams big enough to carry both of them. But cancer came quick. Bills came quicker. Travis left behind scholarships, glory, everything just to sit by a hospital bed and hold the hand of the man who first taught him how to float. That day, he spotted a young white dad nearby, setting up a picnic. Two little girls twinsering, squealing with a bright red ball, their laughter slicing through the sticky air. For a second, Travis smiled, one of those rare, small smiles that comes from remembering something good. The way one of the girls tugged at her dad's sleeve reminded him of himself. But then the man saw Travis, stiffened, and packed up. "Let's go," he barked. The girls protested. He didn't care. They left without another glance. The park moved on. Travis circled the lake, chest still tight not from the workout, but from that old, bitter ache that says, "You don't belong." Then he heard it. A sound. Soft. Distant. A thump. A splash. Nothing most people would notice, but Travis had been trained for moments like that. He turned toward the water, and there it was. The red ball drifting, but no kids in sight. He moved closer. The picnic blanket was gone. The girls were gone. And then movement. Two small shapes flailing in the lake. No sound, just panic and water swallowing them whole. Travis didn't think. He ran. Shoes kicked off. Shirt ripped away. "Hold on," he screamed, already diving. The water was colder than expected, biting deep. But he swam like his life and theirs depended on it. He reached the first girl, hauled her up. She gasped, coughed, still breathing. The second was sinking, limp. He dove again, lungs burning, grabbed her wrist, yanked her up. But now the cold had him, his calf cramped, locking up like a vice. "No," he hissed, fighting it, kicking with one leg, holding both girls up with every ounce of strength he had left. "Help," he shouted. No one near. His vision blurred. Legs numb. He couldn't keep them up much longer. But he refused to let go. He sank deeper, pushing the girls higher, until strong arms grabbed him and everything went black. Next thing he knew, he was coughing up lake water on the grass, one of the girls sobbing nearby, wrapped in a towel. A stranger knelt beside him. "You're in shock. Stay down. You did enough." The voice was calm, kind of something Travis hadn't heard in a long time. Even after everything, after saving two children, some people still looked at him like he was a suspect, not a savior. But then the girl in pink crawled over, looked him dead in the eye, and whispered, "You saved us." She touched his hand, the same hand that had kept her alive. He didn't have words for it. He just held on to that moment. At the hospital, things blurred: sirens, IVs, dry clothes, EMTs calling out stats like adult male, mid-20s, possible hypoxia, but all Travis cared about was whether the girls were okay. And they were. Shivering. Alive. Breathing. Then footsteps. A voice, frantic. "Where are my daughters?" Travis knew that voice. The dad from the park. Grant Merrick. He pushed aside the curtain to Travis's room, eyes red, pride gone. "They said you were the only one who saw them. The only one who jumped." Grant dropped to one knee. "I was gone 10 minutes. Just to get burgers. 10 damn minutes. I thought you were a threat. I pulled them away from you. I was wrong." Travis didn't say anything for a moment. "They were falling," he finally said. "They needed someone." Grant's voice cracked. "And you were there. I judged you. And you saved them." He reached out a hand. Travis stared at it, then took it. The man didn't shake it. He pulled Travis into a hug so raw and real. Travis couldn't breathe for a second, not from pain, but from the weight of everything breaking open. One of the girls peeked in, walked up, and whispered, "He's okay, Daddy." Then she curled up next to Travis, placed her little hand in his, and said, "You weren't scared." "I was," Travis said softly, "but I didn't let it stop me." Then Grant said the words that opened a door Travis had locked for years. "I run Merrick Athletics. We sponsor swimmers. But none like you. I'd like to help if you still want to swim." Travis didn't answer right away. He looked at the girl, then back at Grant. Finally, he nodded. "I'm willing." Months later, under bright lights in a packed community center, Travis stood in front of a crowd. The building behind him bore his name, the Travis Bennett Community Aquatic Center. And beneath it, etched in steel, "Courage isn't found in competition. It's found in sacrifice." He looked out, saw the twin girls in the front row, waving like they'd never stopped. Saw Grant, hands folded, eyes shining. Travis stepped to the mic. "I thought the dream was over," he began. "But that lake didn't just test my body, it reminded me that sometimes you don't need medals. You need a moment. One that shows people who you are when no one's watching." He talked about excellence, about silence, about how he used to think being great would protect him. But it didn't. "What changes hearts," he said, "is action, especially when you're scared." When the speech ended, one of the girls ran up and grabbed his hand. "You're going to teach me to swim, right?" He crouched down. "Yeah," he said, "I am." From then on, Travis wasn't just a survivor, was a builder. A coach, a light in the water for kids who'd been told they didn't belong. He trained them, believed in them. He gave them a place where skin color didn't drown out skill, where silence didn't mean defeat. And every now and then, Grant would show up and say, this Centera's better than any deal we've made." Travis would just smile. Champions don't always come with medals. And when kids yelled, "Coach Travis, watch me cannonball," he'd wave and laugh, knowing this was what his dad meant when he said, "Good. Now go help the next kid." Because sometimes the greatest legacy doesn't come from the race you win, but from the lives you lift. So what do you think can one moment truly change everything? Drop your thoughts below. We want to hear your take on courage, redemption, and what it really means to be seen.